Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about the Sandbox. It's been really a long time since I've covered the Sandbox, but I think from price point of view, not too much has happened since then. So we have followed the same process that many other cryptos have followed. We have come into this area here between the 88.7 and the 78.6% FIB level, that area I've made you aware of for a long time. Now, the Sandbox did break recently below the 88.7% FIB level, which is certainly not a good sign. As I always say, going below the 88.7% FIB level is just, from a sentiment point of view, not great. However, we also need to say that it is pretty much Sandbox's first 1-2 setup that we have. So from an Elliott wave point of view, from an Elliott wave count point of view, we've seen here back in November the first wave up, the wave 1, an impulsive wave up, and then a wave 2 which followed. In line with the entire crypto market, we've come down into these price regions here where you would normally see a wave 2 for altcoins play out. Ideally, they hold the 88.7% FIB level. Reality is that at the moment a lot of altcoins don't. Now, that could be because of the environment, bearish environment. It could be because a lot of cryptos generally don't hold the 88.7 in the first wave too. For example, ADA in the bear market 2018 also didn't hold the 88.7% FIB level, but it's generally not great if a coin goes below that. That doesn't mean it will go to zero or anything, but it is just not great from a sentiment point of view. Comparing it to Mana, for example, we can see that Mana is currently holding above that 88.7% FIB level, but we can also say that this might be related here to the yellow line that you can see on the chart, which is the 50-day moving average, a very important trend indicator. You can see that back in this uptrend, back in the uptrend here, we have been constantly above the 50-day moving average. And then when we crossed below the 50-day moving average, we have entered this sort of bear market. And you can see how relevant the 50-day moving average actually is. And therefore, the 50-day can also be used very good for trading, for longer term swing trading, at least as a guide. And it's an important trend filter. So we can see that since January, we haven't really broken sustainably above the 50-day moving average again. And therefore, as long as we stay below it, we have that bearish vibe around it. And again, recently we pulled back to the 50-day moving average, but we got rejected again here and here twice in June already. So whenever you have a pullback to a moving average like that, it is a possible trade setup. In this case, this would have been a short trade, twice actually. If there will be another pullback to the 50-day moving average, it could be another entry point for a short trade. For anybody who's interested to do so. But of course, we could break it to the upside, at which point we would then see probably a bit of a rally. At the moment, to my knowledge, so I don't know any crypto. Oh yeah, there was one, I believe. Which one was it? That's currently holding above. I think Cosmos is currently holding above the 50-day. But any crypto that is holding above the 50-day certainly has an advantage because it is just one less significant resistance level to break through. But what does Sandbox now need to do? So Sandbox, again, similar to many other cryptos, the correction could have been finished here. The low could have been in here on the 20th of June, basically because all the requirements for completing this correction have been completed, which doesn't mean, the correction is complete. It just means that at any point in time, Sandbox could now shift back into an uptrend to the upside. To do so, we need to break above the 50-day moving average. First, we need to go above the 88.7% FIB level. That is at $1.13. That move would pretty much need to go in line with a move above the 50-day moving average. So we can see them together. They're very close to each other anyway. Then a move above this structural resistance level at $1.50. It's maybe rather 152. You can see that here, a very significant level. We're currently sort of below this. This is a very significant one. We had resistance here, 4 touch points recently. And then from here we can move higher to the 78.6% FIB level. That is at $2. And the move above $2 would eliminate a lot of the downside pressure. And these are sort of the levels that we are looking at here from a higher level point of view. These key levels. So first, 88.7% FIB level and 50-day moving average, then $1.50, and then $2. They are the key levels, in my opinion, that need to be broken. And when we get above them, Then we can talk about other levels here, like this structural previous support, which is at $2.64 pretty much. Again, a bit of a zone here, but that will provide resistance on the way up. Then we've got here significant swing highs, but we're not there yet, and that will take some time to get there. So far, there's a lot of work to do for the Sandbox, and as long as we are below the 50-day moving average, and as long as we are below the 152 level, especially, but more so the 50-day moving average, because this is more the dynamic level that is currently pushing the price down, we just have to have on the radar that we will come down even lower. Yeah, absolutely. So until we really break this, there is just significant downside potential still there. And obviously it would be helpful if Bitcoin moves as well, but we've seen in the past that altcoins can also move without Bitcoin moving, okay? Looking now at the daily chart, because this is sort of the more meaningful indicator. These are the indicators on the daily. Again, also here bearishness. Yeah, we can see here the ADX had a bearish crossover on the 29th of June. So that is certainly not bullish. Here also another bearish crossover on the daily RSI. Again, not a buy signal. Yeah, this means the purple line went below the yellow line. This is a so-called bearish crossover. Let's see if we do anything in terms of any divergences here. Now, so we have higher highs on the price chart, but also, no, sorry, higher lows. Currently one low, a higher low possibly on the price chart, and the RSI is following. We had here a slight bullish divergence from that low to that low. Yeah, so we made basically lower lows on the price chart, but higher lows on the oscillator down here on the RSI, which is a bullish divergence, which in the end played out a little bit. Nothing too crazy, however, and now we have already that bearish crossover here on the RSI again. And also here the MACD on the daily. Yeah, we're probably not going to cross the zero line as it seems at the moment, and we are heading here further to a reduction of bullish momentum. And yeah, to be honest, there is currently not a lot of strength in the chart. Could have to do with the weekend. It's quite a weak weekend. Yeah, but there's no need to make that a longer video. That the key level is the 50-day moving average that we need to get above, and until we break that, the focus has to be on lower, because overall, compared to these highs here, we've made still another lower high at the moment. That's all it is, even though we have moved up significantly from the low here. And we can measure that, how much that actually was. That was, yeah, not bad. 80% is pretty much more than many other cryptos did since that low. But we've had significant price moves here as well and couldn't hold it, and since then have moved down further as well. So yeah, personal expectation would be that we will see one more lower low. First support for that would be here that significant swing low at 75 cents. And then I believe here we've got the 60-cent level. All of these previous supports will provide significant support going forward for the Sandbox. And we can also add the VPVR to the chart just to see where significant historical volume is. Yeah, and this is sort of in that region that I just mentioned, around the 60-cent level. Where we'll find significant support. These are volume clusters, yeah, that will provide support down should we go below the previous swing low. So there will be significant support here. However, as long as we make here no higher highs, the focus has to remain further on further downside, unfortunately. Okay. All right, and that is my view about the Sandbox. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.